Harry Potter. The boy who lived. Come to die.
Well, Harry Potter fans know Ralph Fiennes as Lord Voldemort, but that is just one of his many familiar roles. He was Oscar nominated for his performances in The English Patient and Schindler's List, while the Grand Budapest Hotel showed off his comedic range. Fiennes just went behind the camera for the third time to direct The White Crow, based on the true story of Russian ballet master Rudolf Nureyev. Fiennes also stars as Nureyev's ballet teacher and mentor, Alexander Pushkin. Good morning. What a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Good morning.
The film is brilliant and deeply moving, and for many of us, it's the first time we learned about him. What captivated you about his story?
Well, about 20 years ago, I was given the first 5 chapters of a forthcoming biography by English writer Julie Kavanagh. I never lost the impact that reading these 5 chapters gave me, which is the story of young Nureyev's childhood, his student years in Leningrad in Soviet Russia, and finally on tour with the Soviet Ballet Company in France, that he is forced into a position where he defects and decides to stay in France. And he chose to defect in 1961. It was a huge impact. It really sent sort of shockwaves through the sort of cultural world between the Soviet nations and the Western countries.
I mean, he's a historical figure in many ways, as you point out, because he was the first, famous Soviet to defect at the time in some ways too.
Right.
But he also reinvented male performance.
That's
How
right.
so?
Well, I think he saw that the ballerina tended to get the best bits.
He says, and the man just stood there like this.
Stands there on the statuesque world. I mean, I think he sort of wanted to grab some of the best bits of dancing for himself. And I think he did take some aspects of the feminine presentation of ballet and elongated his leg and did things that were considered to be feminine, but now I think are not. I think he definitely had a ferocious desire to kind of take the stage.
What is the relevance of this film today? What do you want the audience to take or feel from watching it?
I want them to be moved by the journey of this young boy. I think for young people too, that they can see that with a certain kind of ferocious dedication, you can get somewhere.
Let me talk to you about another film that you've been in. You play M, of course, in the Bond franchise, and there's a lot of excitement about the next installment.
Yes, yes.
What's that look on your face?
It means, please can I read a script?
Bond 25, I understand. Can you share any details about it?
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
Daniel Craig is in it.
Yes.
I know Ben Wishaw's in it, and Naomi Harris is in it, but I don't.
And is this going to be Daniel Craig's last film? There's already people talking about a new Bond.
I guess it might be, but we'll see.
So you've been a Tony Award-winning actor. What's more fulfilling, on the stage or in film?
Well, I'm very lucky that I have opportunities to go between theatre and film. I mean, being in front of an audience and telling an audience directly a story is a strong experience. It's sort of what if you're away from that for too long, I feel a bit like I've been in a desert. Because in filmmaking, you're making little bits of footage which someone else is going to put together.
Yeah.
But as an actor, you are directly in the current of telling the story to the audience, and that's when it works. It's a thrilling thing to be part of. And
is it right that Shakespeare is who got you first interested in acting in the 80s?
Yeah, my mum used to play me recordings of like Laurence Olivier, and I was taken to the theatre as a young boy, and I came to the theatre. I suppose I wanted to be an actor because Shakespeare just is so incredible. The language, the emotions he describes, the scope of humankind that is depicted in his plays. It never stops. I think the richness of Shakespeare.
Well, Ralph Fiennes, what a pleasure. Congratulations on this movie. I know it has been decades since the story inspired you, and bringing it to the big screen is no small feat.
Thank you. Great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure. The White Crow opens in select theaters tomorrow. We'll be right back. You're watching CBS This Morning.